Welcome to the Nerd Pow Wow. Follow us on YouTube where we upload new videos every Friday, or check us out on your favorite podcast platform. We're also live on SeraphTheHost every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Spoiler warning, we do deep dives on characters, storylines, and theory crafting. With that said, we'll be talking about Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
It's our voices with your imagination. Our theories take us down endless rabbit holes. We give our fellow nerds something to consider at the gaming table. Follow us as the Nerd Pow Wow.
All right, yeah, so we're talking about some Cyberpunk Edgerunners today. TV show released on Netflix 2022. It's based in the world of Cyberpunk 2077. I haven't played the games, but man, the anime on Netflix was amazing. Shows a lot of cool powers, a lot of different abilities, some real. I mean, hey, when I think Cyberpunk, all this stuff is what I think of. Definitely a show to watch after the kids have gone to sleep, because there's definitely a little bit of violence, some nudity, and some of that adult stuff. But yeah, overall, I love the story. The ending gets me every time. Overall, there's a lot of cool themes in there. How'd you guys find it? What'd you guys think?
Well, what do you think, Moiraibane?
I was waiting.
Yeah,
Well,
good stuff.
so honestly, I didn't greatly enjoy it.
Oh,
Um, so the well, this is my problem with a lot of anime is that I don't mind an ending where it isn't all flowery and happy, but I like to feel like something was accomplished through the goal, or I get some kind of sense of satisfaction when I'm done with it. And this whole series, I just kind of walked away from it feeling bad. Like I felt
Yeah,
bad for,
I
like
did.
I wasn't sure that the people I was kind of rooting for were even good people. I didn't know if they're like I was the only person I saw in this whole thing that was kind of innocent was a lady that got shot in the face by the main character when she walked in on him
Yeah,
murdering her boss. And I'm like, I just like it was just really like emotionally kind of heavy, and like I just always waiting for that. I mean, I'm glad that um uh Lucy,
yeah,
got to have a moon tour. That was what the
yeah.
whole goal was. Let everybody else die so that Lucy can go to the moon and do the moon tour. It was like everybody get murdered so you can go to Cedar Point, but it was, but um, art wise, I thought the art was phenomenal. I love the environment of the mech. I don't know that I loved like the animation. Like I like the fighting style in like Solo Leveling so much more than I like the fighting style in here,
okay,
where it's heavily blurred and you don't get that like detail. I like to see the detail more than I like the flash or like the slow, like something against something stationary and then slowly pushes it kind of thing. It's just, but that's just flavor. That's not quality. That's just flavor that I
Yeah,
like. But yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't get behind any of the characters. Like he's talking about going and saving what's his name, Gain, the big guy.
oh, Maine.
Maine,
Yep,
Maine.
Yeah, yeah. So he's going talking about going
Gain,
and saving him
the big
when he's
dude.
losing his shit. The guy just mauled one of your team members. He's losing it completely. He can't be told anything, and he's in there in a Kobayashi Maru in there, and you're like, I gotta go save him. Like why? This guy slaps you in the head every chance he gets. He damn near killed you if it wasn't for the fact that your mom gives him parts from dead people. I'm like, what? Where is this loyalty coming from? So I just didn't relate to it. I don't know. It was strange.
Fair enough. Fair
I
enough.
think I think I'm complete opposite with in that taken away is yes. I wish I wanted the flowers at the end. I wanted the flowers and the rainbows. I didn't get it, but the main characters they grew on me. Maine, that he was an asshole the whole time, but it's
Yep.
like he grew on me. I wanted him to be saved. I wanted it just he's like, I got this, buddy.
You
A
see that
kid. He called
steep
a kid.
decline mentally in him, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Rebecca. Rebecca was always jealous of Lucy. Rebecca loved David.
Yeah.
And then she just gets stepped on at the end. I didn't like that. I'm like,
that
come
was,
on.
no, that was so sad.
Completely unnecessary. It didn't further along the plot anything. Like, we cannot let anyone survive this except for Lucy. Nobody. Zero Zilch cannot be a survivor. I'm like,
But the characters really grew on me. I really enjoyed it. David's progression from when his mom died in that car accident to the end there. He got to the point, it's like, I'm saving Lucy. I'm going to die here, but I'm going to save Lucy. Lucy is going to the moon. That's just what's going to happen here, and that's what he did.
yeah. And the one part that I did the betrayal of I'm terrible with names. You know this.
Kiwi. No, yeah.
Kiwi, yeah.
I have a cheat sheet in front of me, so don't
Kiwi.
worry.
I'm just terrible. with
Kiwi,
names.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kiwi.
it's Kiwi.
Yep.
But
Kiwi.
I really liked her, and
Yeah.
even though she betrayed them, her then getting betrayed again, like, she still seems so redeemable. Like, I kind of wanted her to come through in the end and like do the right thing, and no, she just dies alone in an alley.
Yeah.
Couple
she did.
of low level thugs take her out, and I'm like,
Yeah.
so
So
what mod would you want? That's a good question.
yeah. So I guess I can kind of get your point, Moiraibane. It isn't a feel good story. It doesn't feel like it gets anywhere. The story is the entire story. The story isn't the ending, right? It's the journey getting there. And one thing that they do a lot with this show is, they're fitting it into 10 episodes. They don't show all of the missions these guys have been on together, right? There's some serious time skips in there. Like, there's entire people added, like Falco, that cowboy mustache guy. He just, he comes out of nowhere, but, nothing that important happened up to there. But, these people are building bonds and attachments, relationships through all these missions they've done. A lot of that stuff happens off scene, and you see their relationships, how they've grown with each episode, though. So where you talk about Maine, he's kind of an asshole to Dave the entire time. Yeah, he was a real dick, especially in the beginning and at the very end. But I think that goes to show that he was a dick, but he was fair with his people. Once you were one of his people, he was fair with you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree with that, but at the same time, like, I have a hard. I mean, even though, like, I could be on the inside circle of somebody who's a raging psychopath, and he never did me wrong, and me still be like, he's a raging psychopath.
Yeah.
And, what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. With at the end, when he started going into cyber psychosis, I think a lot of the characters could see their potential future mirrored in that, and it almost goes towards people who are dealing with addiction, heavier stuff, obviously, but a lot of those people will stick together and like be there for people who are going through some really rough times and being real awful people, just because they know it, they've been there, that's a potential future they're looking at, so they have that empathy.
Like trauma bonding kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It was, like I said, I don't know, like I said, there was a lot of time jumps. You're right. Like, that time that the episode switched from when Maine died and the next episode, all of a sudden David's huge. He's the leader
he's got
of the
the
gang.
fucking
There's
arms.
all kinds of members. Yeah, I'm like they didn't even give you the token. They didn't even give you a token 6 months later. They didn't even give you anything like that. They just it was like boom, boom, and I'm like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
And then like half the time you see David, like, in the animation, half the time he looks huge, and then the other half of the time he's small again. Like, when he's walking in his mom's jacket that somehow fit him in all forms. Like, he's walking in the street and gets pulled in by the car. I'm like he looks like the little scrawny kid again, and I was like, whoa, that's, I don't know.
Yeah, because when
are you talking at the end when he's walking in the street, or?
Yeah,
like the last 3 episodes, because when
I think some of that stuff, it was him in that kind of more psychotic mindset where he was more viewing himself in the past, and it wasn't literally what was actually happening. Sometimes they do a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah,
with that.
He was doing that right when after he got the exoskeleton, when he got that, it was really he was not even present in reality.
Yeah.
He was living out of things. I know that, but
I
I don't
didn't
know.
notice when he
But
first met Lucy. Well,
go ahead.
first met Lucy. They were the same size,
Oh yeah.
and then by episode 6 is when Maine died. 7 is when Lucy went off on her own. Well, they were still living together. They're sitting on the bed together. He's just like 3 times her size.
I
Yeah,
think
he's
that was a
massive.
huge time jump in between those episodes.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Because he had all sorts of upgrades at that point too.
Oh my
Most
God.
of his body was
he
fake
sure
at
did.
that
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Laura wants a cannon that shoots out kitties. That's terrible.
Robot kitties that turn into balls and then land harmlessly and attack from there. But yeah, Kiwi's betrayal of the party. I was like, oh man. But
Yeah.
I do see it though. Like I kind of get it. Like everybody's kind of a scumbag, and.
Yeah.
The one thing I did like about the main characters in the party that we were following, right, the cyberpunks we were following, is for the most part they only dealt with and messed with other dirtbags, like other abhorrent people. So yeah, you weren't really rooting for anybody, but kind of you don't feel as bad that so many fucking people died because they all kind of sucked, except nail on the head, Moiraibane, that poor lady that David killed, and
Yeah.
he even said it himself. He was like, I don't think this is redeemable. Like I did a awful thing, I was like killing my mom, like
it was, and even some of them, like you had people that like these low level thugs that weren't any worse or better than them, like begging for mercy. They're like, no, boom.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I mean, hey, you can't give mercy, otherwise they'll get you back, So it's just goes to show how brutal this world is that they're wrapped up in, which I think it is a little brutal, a little less merciful than I'd write characters for sure, but that's not the characters we're following. We're not following characters seeking redemption. We're following characters that are on a fucking ticket to hell. Like they know what all these upgrades are doing, like. And like even with Maine, like it kind of foreshadows like this is gonna happen to David. David even gets his fucking arms, right? Like this is gonna happen to David eventually.
Yeah, that really showed a piece of to me. That really showed kind of a little insight into David too. That when he left, he made sure he took the arms that he was promised. Like you talked about addiction earlier. That was kind of key.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a sentimental thing where he was like, oh, I need to have him because he's promised to me and he was my friend and I want that. But that doesn't fit with the way these characters think.
No.
It's more like the greed and addiction that would make him take the arms. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not missing out on that power.
They did address that though, because the back alley doctor guy was like, hey, you want to upgrade those arms? Those aren't the best thing you can be using. And he's like, nope, these are fine. So I get what you're saying, but I do see a little bit of that sentiment. I'd
forgotten that he did.
Yeah,
I remember that now.
But Lucy, I think their relationship early it was a very very poor relationship, and it's just built on betrayal and bullshit. And but she did share something real about herself and what she actually wanted, and I think the story's more about. It's more about determination of your fate and what you're going to do on this world. And, what is your stated purpose? And some people, they just want to see other people around them, prop them up and push them up. And that's what David was to Lucy. And, ultimately David burned himself out. So that in the end, when Lucy was able to enjoy the experience he was able to create from her, she wasn't really able to enjoy it to its fullest. She would have enjoyed it a whole lot better if David was to be there, with her. So that's the tragedy of it. And, it's for me, it's a reminder, hey, don't sacrifice too much of yourself for the people you love. Like you still have to be there too for them in the end.
Yeah, they'd rather have you over the things that they'd like to do with you.
Exactly.
I mean, at least if it's any kind of real, like, wholesome relationship.
Yeah. And you know, all the things in this city are all fake. You know, like they're watching these fake memories from other people and dying moments of people in battle. They're jumping on a fake moon that, you know, they're completely protected from. You know, all this stuff is fake, and the only thing Lucy wanted was something real. And that was that
Yeah.
experience to be on the moon. So I think there's something beautiful in that, her finding that and being able to live that, but it's also tragic, you know, that she wasn't able to experience it with the person she loved.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, there was definitely she's the only redeem. Honestly, she was a redeemable character because she really did get redeemed. Because even the stuff she did in the beginning that was kind of betrayish, it's because she can't trust anybody in her world. She's got to kind of look out for number one. She didn't do it for like personal, like it was more like to cover her ass
yeah,
than anything. When she realized, you know, she's like the people I work with are going to recognize that tech and everything else. She needed to get ahead of it. You know, I get that, and but I mean, she like the whole reason she was pulling out or pulled away from him and stuff like that was because she was trying to protect him. She was researching all the stuff about that she'd seen in what's his face's when she was hacking his brain before he died. The father of the punk kid.
yeah,
That's the whole reason she was like hiding out. She wasn't traumatized. Like they kind of like I felt like people were playing it like she was traumatized. She wasn't traumatized. She was working in the background trying to protect them, but
yeah,
didn't do a wasn't able to get there before it's too late.
yeah.
It did. It was pretty bad in the beginning when you know, the mom was in the hospital. Oh, she's gonna make a full recovery, and all of a sudden,
Oh
nope, she's
yeah.
died. Here's your urn.
Get fucked. You're one of the poors. You don't have a health insurance plan with us. Get out of
He's
here.
like, you said she was gonna be fine. Well, she didn't have the correct plan.
Yeah,
I'm
like
like,
even the rescue people show up.
oh
They're
yeah,
like,
the trauma
The
yeah,
team.
trauma team. Yep.
like what the
They saved Faraday. Well, they tried to save Faraday, and then he fell out of the helicopter. But
Oh, fuck Faraday, man. I'll tell you what a dickhead.
you know,
They're,
it's funny. I heard that voice immediately when Faraday started talking. I'm like,
oh
that's
yeah,
Oh
Giancarlo
yeah.
Esposito.
yeah,
I mean, you just know
unmistakable.
who that is. Like, if Morgan Freeman just started talking, you know who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Yeah, the interactions with Arasaka, that company that they're, you know, that they were robbing at the end, and you know, them Faraday working with
Militech.
Militech, right? And then
Yeah.
double crossing them, like it's so on brand. These awful people. And it's like, hey, guess what? Kiwi, you get betrayed too, because I can't leave any survivors. And
Yeah.
you know, even in the end, she tried to do right by the group, even though she kind of fucked him over. She's like, "Hey, at least here's your revenge."
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
and that
Kiwi.
in itself could be seen as selfish too. Like she could have been like, well, I'm dead,
Yeah,
so I'm taking my killer out too, even if I have to use the people that I
Yeah.
already betrayed.
yep, exactly, exactly. I felt bad for Falco, that cowboy mustache guy. We didn't
Yeah.
see him do anything bad on screen. He was trying to do the right thing to get Lucy out
Let's
of
see.
there, you know.
Yeah.
But
Or
yeah,
Falco.
yep, Falco. He was.
And
I
Falco
liked him
seemed
as
to
a
have a
character.
kind of a code too, because he wouldn't work with Maine anymore when he went nuts
Yeah,
after he punched out
Yeah.
Kiwi.
yeah.
So
Then Julio died on his first mission.
Oh
fucking
yeah,
idiot.
walks into a fucking trap. What a dum dum.
They might as well have put that guy in a red shirt.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But you know, I guess
Oh,
it showed that David, you know, he's fair with even the new people on the squad, right? But Dum Dum goes and gets himself fucking blown up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because Julio's got this, you know, one-shot pistol, and David's like, "That's not going to do anything," and hands him a rifle.
Yeah,
He's
decent
just trying to do
one.
the right thing.
And I feel like
Or,
Julio was kind of like a like he kind of saw himself, like he was looking, you know, and looking at this guy and seeing him the way he was back in the time, and
yeah,
then that guy just screws it all up. But
Yeah, true. True for sure. You know, I see. I guess I understand. Like, if you compare the combat of solo leveling to most any anime,
mhm.
it's gonna be rough because solo leveling, they do so good with the combat. That said, I did like the style they did with the combat and the pivotal moments. Doing those flash repeats at like different angles.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool touch. David's ability having the Sandevistan, which gives him, that super speed. I visually I find it very appealing, that kind of trailing behind movement, the way they display his super speed, even
No,
when he
it's true.
when Rebecca's like, hey, don't use your Sandevister, and you see him just fly it out. It's like, oh, that fucking booger. What is
Even that, like on paper, I think that's really cool. And the first time I saw the effect when that military guy was using the tech at the beginning, and he went behind the cops, I liked it, but they just they just repeated that same effect over and over afterwards. It was like, oh, he's going to appear behind a bunch of people with a line of them and
Yeah,
shoot them. You know what I mean? They didn't change it up. They even used the exact same animation every time he activated it. We would see that uh, X-ray looking
Oh yeah, yeah.
image of his spine lighting up. Of that whole thing, and it was like a canned image. They must have used that exact same 5-second animation for that over and over and over. I
that's
was like,
fair.
what? But it was just like something that takes me out of it. Like I wanted to, and especially coming off of something like Solo Leveling, which I just found, as much as this wasn't bad when it comes to the animation, it was just I just found that so much more appealing to my tastes. And it's not a matter of I don't think it's a matter of quality. I think it's a matter of preference. Just
Okay. I
see
I mean,
that.
I can also say it's down to quality. It's hard to stack too much up against Solo Leveling.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
did a phenomenal job with the animation and that. But
Because I just said even things like Into the Spider Verse take that because I felt like this animation was almost like a really really light version of a similar animation that they use in Into the Spider Verse. The Into the Spider Verse animations, I loved those movies. I hated the animation. I can't stand the animation.
the
It's
thing I have
confusing. It
the
feels
problem I
floppy.
yeah, with the Spider-Verse, the thing I hated about the
Yeah.
animation is the frequency. The it being at like 30 hertz, it hurts my eyes, it gives me a headache. They tried to do that stylistically where Miles, while he's still like kind of shitty at everything they do, they like put him at like 14 like frames per second. Like they make him
Mhm.
really choppy, and I get why they did it. It was like an artistic choice in some
Yeah.
parts, but even then, like the animation just felt too choppy to me.
I just here's this animation about Spider-Man and everything else. It's going to be great. Let's see how many kids we can give seizures along the way. Like, what the fuck are we doing? But no, all joking aside, I really loved the content of those movies. And even the
Yeah.
art, like in still, if you were to take a still of it at any point in time, I would love the art, just like in Cyberpunk. It's when stuff started moving around that I didn't like the effect of the animation. It was just like herky jerky and sketchy, and some things just didn't have the detail. Like there's a lot of times when something happened in the middle of a fight, and I don't even understand how they got into the position where that wound happened because I just couldn't see it. All of a sudden, we're getting a hole blown in them, and I'm like, wait. I'm thinking to myself,
Hmm.
I want to see the physics. I want to see the fight. I want to see the blow that landed, that twisted him over. I
Yeah.
want to see
You want
that.
that slow down, the
Yeah,
bullet hang time type thing where it,
yeah,
penetrates,
or at least even at regular speed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Instead of it's all flashed up by a color explosion or this weird animation that where everything gets scratchy for a second. It's like I just want to see the detail.
Yeah. I think they did okay with a lot of their backgrounds. I can see what you're saying with some of the animation though. Um but yeah, that's in anime and cartoons in general, reusing backgrounds and like canned b-roll footage in the backgrounds pretty
Yep.
common. I mean, it's a little bit of the goes with the territory. I mean, it's not as bad as some of the transformation scenes, like, you know, you have Sailor Moon or Pokemon sending a Pokeball. Like,
Oh,
some of that stuff, there's entire chunks that are just like 30-second
Yeah.
blocks of repeat animation. The number of
And that's
times
probably-
Dragon Ball Z just does one frame of somebody screaming, and it's just, oh, and they just like jitter it a little bit or whatever. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I get that. Like, I can only watch Goku do this an entire episode for so long.
I know. Like I'm so in love with streaming because it gives me that 10-second button, like Goku, 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 Goku. Okay, story again.
Yeah.
I just, like I said, just not a fan of that same kind of thing you're saying. Like, and I think that's part of it is too. Like, I think I already have a bad taste in my mouth for reusing things like that. So when I notice it in something else, and it's like a little extra sensitive, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, ah,
No,
there we
that
go.
makes sense.
Because I don't think that, like again, I'm using a very high standard by talking about solo leveling, but you don't see a like even when he when he would raise things from the dead, it was always different. You
Yeah.
know, when
Yeah.
he did rise, and it was like they could have easily just had smoky tendrils coming up and him saying it with the same, you know, dark look on his face and just reuse that over and over, but they didn't. They went the extra mile, and I just really appreciate that. So
you would have liked it. We went to the Fan Expo in Cleveland this past weekend, and there was this one stand that had different images from an artist, and it was this 16 by 20 Jinwoo with his shadow demons behind him,
Oh,
shadow
nice.
army.
the entire
Oh, it's
field.
Beautiful.
They had a bigger version that was like
Yeah,
3 feet by 2. It was huge. It was massive. I'm like, oh,
but it was quite pricey.
yeah.
I can
I
imagine.
wanted it bad,
That's awesome.
bad.
I think the 16 by 20 was about $90, and then the big one he's talking about was 120.
The big one I was talking about was 200.
Oh, it's 200. Oh,
200 for the big one. I'm like,
The one thing I'll give you a little bit pushback with solo leveling about their animation. So they're able to get away with a lot because of the color palettes for the characters, right? So they may do unique animations for most of the scenes. Like, I don't think there's very much that they'll reuse a clip for. But like those shadow summons, they're very basic drawings. When you break them down, it's mostly just black with a little bit of blue in it, right?
oh, sure.
So yeah, I can see that, but with Edgerunners, there's a lot more detail. Whereas with solo
True.
leveling, they have, you know, it's a little bit more blocky. That said, I think solo leveling does better than Edgerunners.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but sometimes, like anything else, sometimes I feel like you can overcomplicate it.
True.
You know what I mean? This may be a simpler thing, but if, you know, sometimes that's perfect. It's like that. It's like that beat of a song. You think a song is just like so basic, but you can't get the damn thing out of your head because
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
catchy. You know, so you can't fault that. But like I said, I didn't really hate it or anything. I just didn't feel good. Like
No.
I didn't walk away from it feeling good. I'm like, fuck, man.
I know.
Now I feel like shit.
So you posted that message saying you had just rewatched it, and the ending gets you every time. And I was just about to start episode number 10, like, "Aw, that's gonna happen."
Oh, I want all my people to be fine.
No, Lucy and David are supposed to go together alive to the moon.
Yeah, yeah.
To the moon.
You know, they didn't show the scene where she takes his ash and just goes, eh. You know, one character I liked a lot was Rebecca. You know, the pining for Dave the entire time. Like, you know, she followed him. Not only was the leader, but she was into him too. And she was a little bit crazy, right? She reminds me of like a Jinx-like character, right? But overall, I thought that was an entertaining character.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
like
like
how
it
she
too.
died though. It
No.
seemed so
Yeah.
unfitting for her.
I think they wanted to, you know, hey, Adam Smasher's a real badass. I think if you play the Cyberpunk games, you know a little bit more about Adam Smasher and his lore. And I think some of the show's a little bit better if you know some of the games. Unfortunately, I don't. But I think just just introducing Adam Smasher, they talked about him a little bit before, like, hey, this guy's a legend, and
Yeah.
you find out he's pretty much not a human anymore. Like everything's replaced with Adam Smasher. But ultimately, like, I think that was just selling the point that, hey, Adam Smasher's a real badass, and if you aren't fucking geeked out on all these fucking upgrades, you don't stand a chance. So Rebecca, even though she's she has great awareness, she does a great job with everything. Just in a flash, she's fucking gone.
Yeah.
But
That's exactly
also,
it was a flash.
Nobody can be happy but Lucy.
Yeah,
But even Lucy just said, I want one thing, and it's not to watch you die. And he died.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess she didn't see it. I mean, she got driven away.
I guess that's true. Yeah, if you're technically right. Yep.
Yeah.
And I felt like they were building up, like, obviously he had a greater resistance to the sickness from the metal.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I felt like they were building up to something that was more special about him. Like he would somehow be able to maintain his humanity. I thought that was building to that. I really felt like they're like, he's special. We're building this up. Ah, no, he still goes crazy. I'm like, oh.
Well,
they kind of did at the end there, where
Yeah.
Lucy was able to bring him back. So if Adam Smasher weren't there, he may have been able to keep his head.
Yeah, because he used that last immunosuppressant thing, right? And he was supposed to go crazy, like and he got out of there with Lucy. He was already like he was doing the eye jittery thing, which I kind of like that effect, like showing the psychosis taking place. And then she like calms him, and like that's like one of those love things, like how one of your loved ones can, like, even regardless of how out of your head you are in the moment, like, a touch from a loved one, or just that grounding moment from somebody can be enough to bring you back from that. And I think that was something that they're kind of displaying with that, but also, like, part of what made David special is that he could make it through that. But even then, everybody has their limits, and you may think you're the hot shot, you're super amazing, but if you don't accept that you have any limits, then, like, what he was doing at the end was insane. He was getting those things just injected in his shoulder, like every couple frames, like he was getting more injections. Like, dude, slow the fuck down. Are you kidding me? But you knew he was on a course to hell.
Oh yeah,
he made it.
He did. He sure did. He sure did.
And he was almost all metal. I mean, he was just a torso at the end there.
How about it? Yep.
Yeah.
So if you guys could pick a cyberpunk enhancement, which one would you guys pick?
Oh,
it could be one from the show. It could be your own unique invention. I kind of like the dude with the crazy hands. Like I didn't write his name down, but the guy who had like the completely flexible, long fingered hands, like that's actually like a cool, like, useful thing in your daily life. I don't need an anti-gravity field where I can just crush cars. Like, that's not going to help me on a daily basis. But if I can reach the enter key on the right side of my keyboard with my left pointer finger, that's going to help me out on a day-to-day basis.
I mean, I definitely like the speed.
Yeah,
the speed is really good.
Is something else. I did like how they included the fact that his body couldn't take the super speed. Like, he punched things with the speed and fuck his hands all up.
Yeah,
that was very realistic. I liked that. But
then he ended up getting upgrades.
Yeah,
for his hands.
Yep. So eventually his hands and his feet could withstand all the shit he was doing.
I don't know. I might like the super speed or the fly. If the fly would be cool.
Oh, like that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think the first thing I would do is I would do whatever it took to enhance all of my senses. That would be the first thing. Incredible vision, incredible hearing, so that it just makes you that automatically makes you better. And then I would just increase things for strength and agility and like some super speed and flying. Just enhancements, not like crazy mods. I would just like
Yeah.
take the body to, a Captain America level of, peak human performance, and I would be great with that. I don't need if they had that kind of modding, I would be good with that.
Yeah.
I
But
don't think a super sense of smell would be a good thing though.
no,
No, you gotta
and
have a
especially not with
a
things like
knob for that. Same with the hearing too.
That's
You gotta
right.
have it to have a
Ooh,
knob
turn that
or
down.
something,
That
or
stinks.
like actually, a noise filter or something like that. That would make sense in a cyberpunk world. Like, hey, a fart
yeah.
filter on your nose implant. That makes sense.
Well,
Um,
like Wayne said, we were just at Fan Expo, so being able to turn
Oh
down
yeah,
smell.
that would have been a horrible place for a super.
I,
Yeah, it was busy. It was really
Yeah.
busy.
I'm
And sometimes you
sure.
just walk down and you're like, whoa. I don't know what if that person doesn't like water, if they what's going on, but
They're allergic to water.
It's like going to the
whoa.
Magic the Gathering events and Laura's spraying
Yeah.
perfume on people when she walks by. Like, you're smelly. Got
Used
his
to like
ass.
D&D events. I used to go to big gaming things. We'd have like a weekend long gaming thing at 30 people there. And literally, I would have to be the one who looks like, hey, can we all stop and take a shower break? Because everybody's getting a little ripe.
Fair,
Like, come
fair.
on, guys.
You
Ugh.
guys, come on.
But
Ugh. I like that glass.
Oh, thank you. It's a
Deadpool.
Deadpool glass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice little
there's
70s guys.
there's a series of books called it's called the Well World series. I won't dive into them too deep, but there was a character in there. She had some body mods that I like. She's like a thief, assassin type thief, and she had her fingernails replaced, and she had small little injectors under her fingernails, and one of them was like paralysis, the other one was a toxin, another one was like a truth serum type thing, and all she'd have to do is just like tap you with one of her fingers, and she could do that. That'd be kind of a cool thing to have, if you were in some kind of like just with a single finger prick, be able to neutralize people. Her name was Maverick Chang. It's a great series of books.
Jane. Oh, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's Jack L. Chalker, uh, the Well World series. Um, didn't love. He brought it back a couple times. Um, like there were books that came out later, but the original ones published in oh the let's see when the original ones were published here real quick. I don't know. I'm not popping them up real quick. Okay, yeah, like the late '70s. Midnight at the Well of Souls. I mean, the basic premise is that there's an alien race, and they attained like godhood, and they were bored, and they believed that they'd missed something in their evolution, in their technological growth, and everything else. The way they had their reality set up so that they had a computer that could overlay reality on top of reality, so it was creating a complete false reality, but it was tangible. It was like a holodeck, like to on the ultimate level. So if they wanted something to eat, they could just be like, they get in or eat. They want a new outfit, so they didn't need for anything. So they created a planet-sized version of this machine that they used, and they overlaid an entire reality over top of all reality, and made planets and designed all of these different kinds of races, and then they put themselves through the machine to start over mortal on these races and start over new. So there wasn't any of them left. They were gone. And on the Well world itself, the Well world was covered with these hexagons, and each hexagon was a different biome, and it was like a testing range for every race that had ever been created and seeded out in the universe. There's one guy, his name's Nathan Brazil, and you come to find out that he has been alive since all of this happened, and he is the caretaker of the well. But he's so old that he can't retain the memory, so he forgets that he's the caretaker of the well sometimes, and something starts happening, and then his memories come back, and he goes and fixes the well. But it's a great series of books. I just cannot endorse them enough. The original ones, they were great. But anyway, the whole I'm going on a tangent. I'm squirreling, but
That's all
I
right.
just liked her body mod. I just liked Maverick
Oh.
Chang's body mod there with the The nails.
Now, one thing about the animation. So, Cyberpunk Edgerunners was primarily produced using 2D hand drawn animation.
Mm.
Um, Solo Leveling does a little bit of CGI with their animation. That's
Oh, I'm sure.
yeah. Um, and I think they did a lot of CGI with the Spider Verse too. There are
Really?
yeah, I think so. I think there's a lot of CGI with the Spider Verse. Uh, there's a couple animes that have been released more recently that have been done in entirely CGI. The movie that came out, Dragon Ball Z Superhero, because they have super twice in the name, right back to back. Amazing choice. That was had a theatrical release, but that was a full CGI. The other one that I've been watching recently is the new Trigun Stargaze, which we're gonna have to do an episode on Trigun in the future. But they're almost done with the new season that came out, and I think you'll like the animation style for the combat. It's pretty flashy, but it shows you what's happening. It does kind of that slowed down bullet time a little bit too, where
Mm-hmm.
like you see what's happening.
Yeah.
At first they kind of do it a little bit fast, so you're not sure what's happening, but then they'll show you like the slowed down. But yeah, Trigun. It's been amazing so far. I've really
Yeah,
liked
I'd
the
like to
new
try. That
season.
one's been on my radar for a while. I've been wanting to try.
Yeah,
Speaking of animations, like have you watched The Legend of Vox Machina? Have
yeah,
you watched those?
yep,
Do you know that that's hand drawn?
yeah, yeah.
And
They do phenomenal with it.
that's incredible animation. To
Yep.
me, I love that. I love that animation. That the Mighty Nine. I don't know if Invincible is hand drawn or not, but I love that type of
I
animation.
think we get the
It's
new
just
season of Invincible, right?
yeah. Did it come out yet? I'm not sure if it did come out yet. I hope so. I'm gonna binge it after the podcast tonight if it did. uh,
I actually
when
might
was
be a
the
season behind on Invincible now that I think about
March
it.
18th? It came out today.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
Yeah,
should have done a segment on that last week.
yeah.
Talk a little bit about
We
Invincible.
can definitely do some. Have you guys ever read the Invincible comics?
No,
Oh, the comics are so much further down the line than the series is. So I know a lot of what's coming, and I'm still excited about it.
nice.
It's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really like the whole Invincible. Matter of fact, my nephew, he's a podcaster. He's also a professional gaming and convention host and streamer. He does his name. He goes by his handle is Septilence. But him and his girlfriend went as Invincible and um, uh, oh god, now her name's gonna jump out of my head. What's Invincible's uh, the girl in Invincible? What's her name?
yeah. The girl with the pink.
Yeah,
with the paint.
it's Adam Eve is her
Oh
name.
yeah, yep.
Yeah. My brain froze up for a second. Um, yeah. But they dressed up as those guys for as cosplay for the fan expo. We saw
Pretty
them there.
cool.
But yeah, I love that type of animation. Not that I don't like anime animation. I like a lot of it, but I just found this one, like I said, it was a little herky jerky, a little there's a balance to me between stylized and um smooth. Like I don't like when it pulls me out of the moment. And when I'm in it, I want to be in it. I don't want to stop and realize that I'm watching this like animated thing and I don't like how they did that. I don't want that hard stop in my fantasy
No, I get that.
kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Oh,
So
what
X
else
Men.
about some Cyberpunk?
Okay,
Or were you
Cyberpunk.
going on somewhere
I
else?
was gonna say Wayne. I X-Men '97.
Yes.
That's one of those. They use a lot of 2D hand drawn stuff with that as well. There's a little CGI in that too. I think most most shows have to use a little bit of that now just to kind of keep the budget down a little bit. But
Yeah, I would
that's
agree.
another anime that's amazing.
Yeah.
I know they kind of have it in the traditional American style, but There's definitely kind of an anime feel to it, especially kind of how they stylized like Scott Summer, jumping out of the freaking plane and doing the superhero landing. Like that was so fucking cool. Man.
That's exactly what I felt when I was watching X-Men 97. It's like this is very anime like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they've I think Western animation has finally figured itself out in a way because it's been outdone for so long by Eastern animation. But now, like I said, now you've got X-Men 97, you've got Vox Machina, The Mighty Nine, Invincible. That's really good animation. It's not just animation, but good storytelling. Because a lot of the crap that we had, that we had for animation before that coming out of the U.S. and other Western neighbors just was bad. It was bad. I hated all of it. I tried to go back and watch like the old Fantastic Four cartoon or something like that, and good Lord, is it bad?
I tried watching the Iron Man cartoon. They use they have the same CGI scene for Iron Man putting his suit of armor on. It's so awful. I am Iron Man.
The Incredible Hulk.
Where did the animation for like G.I. Joe and Transformers come out of? That wasn't terrible animation.
No, that wasn't.
I couldn't tell you. Yeah,
the original series, those weren't bad, but
Thundercats.
There now, what's that? Thundercats. Yeah, so there was some good stuff out there, but
yeah,
it still wasn't to the level of a lot of anime.
I know we talked about this during the Thundercats episode, but remember Thundercats Roar that came out just a few years ago?
Yeah.
The animation on that was, how did they even think that was good to put out? It just doesn't make any sense.
They wanted to make it real childish cartoony.
They sure did.
They were going for a style with that. That's the only explanation.
Even when they brought in Thundercats in 2011, that animation was good. But yeah, Thundercats Roar, like, man, what are they doing?
Oh man.
Nope. Yeah, I don't get some of those things. Like I know that it became really popular, but like that Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I'm like,
no.
First, Teen Titans was never a lighthearted, fun-loving team. I'm like, what are we doing?
Or the Ninja Turtles cartoon that came out just a few years ago. Yeah. The animation of that's horrible.
Yep.
It looks like I drew it.
Well, you don't do as bad as you think then, Wayne. My gosh.
No, I do bad.
That's funny.
But yeah. So, I think, Cyberpunk, Edgerunners. I really liked it. I give it a solid 9 out of 10. I recommend it to people, but I guess the disclaimer there is don't expect to be happy at the end. That's the disclaimer.
Yeah.
John, I think you rated a little bit lower, and Wayne, what's your thought?
Yeah, I think I'd be around the 4 level.
Oh God! Okay, all right.
As much as I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy as much as Solo Leveling. So maybe a 7. I would say 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put that, you say you rate that like a 9, John?
Yeah.
Where do you put Solo Leveling?
I put that at 9.5.
I think there's a much larger disparity between those two to me.
I don't think the story of Solo Leveling is good. Good. Yeah, I think Edgerunners wins out on story.
I do agree with that aspect. I thought the story and the character development was much better in Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
It seemed like Solo Leveling, they'd bring up characters, but like we talked about the little elf, they just kind of dismissed her. They did nothing with that character at all, and they did that with a couple characters in Solo Leveling.
Even those didn't end up being important characters, you remember her and you remember things about her.
I do. Yeah,
like she was very. She had weight in the show, even though, like to the viewer, like and you kind of liked her.
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I
yeah.
had a
I
ton of
agree.
characters in solo leveling I liked. I could see myself like I like bonding with them, and that's I guess that's something I look for when I'm watching a show is characters
Yeah.
that I can relate to, that I would like to relate to, or or like I'd actually like to know them. And when I watch a whole show of people that I would try to distance myself from at all times,
Yeah.
that colors my enjoyment for the show. I think that's probably the biggest part of it is I want nothing to do with anybody that was any character into that show with the exception of maybe Lucy. And she had her own issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just wouldn't. Whereas in solo leveling, I genuinely like a lot of those characters. I'm like wonder
Yeah.
what they're doing now, and these guys are all dead anyway.
Well, yeah, fair.
I would like.
Uh, you know,
I would like.
good
Go
one.
ahead, John. You're good. Go ahead.
Okay, so about liking the characters, I get that. I like the characters in solo leveling more than I like the characters in Edgerunners, but I feel like I've learned more about the characters in Edgerunners. I feel like the characters are more flawed, more real in a lot of ways than solo leveling, and I feel like they're better written as individuals that are a product of this awful environment that they live in. But I do agree with you. I like the solo leveling characters better. It's easy to like, the half demon princess who's like, "I'll help you, Jinwoo. You're so pretty and strong." Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's an easy sale. Than the guy who calls his girlfriend a fat bitch once he starts getting crazy, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like,
See, that's the guy I'd go have a beer with. I want to have
yeah.
a beer with Maine.
Oh
No.
my gosh.
And I think that's really just like the crutch of it is I can appreciate the the writing a bit like when it comes to like quality, I would rate Cyberpunk very high. It's very well done. It's very there's a lot of good things about it. It just doesn't sit well with me because it's not what I look for in entertainment.
Yeah.
I just what I mean. I don't want the happy ending.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
don't
I
want the
do, but
happy ending?
I don't have to have
I
the happy
wanted it.
ending.
I wanted it.
But I'm just saying I don't have to have that. But I do need to have a sense of like purpose afterwards. Like there was a reason these things happened.
Yeah.
And this just all seems so pointless. It seems so like they all could have every one of them could have made just one different choice and made things better. And maybe still bad, but better. And I just
Yeah.
I don't know, like why the hell did his mom keep following the cars with the shootout?
You know what? That was a problem for me too. That was a problem for me too. You hit the brakes when there's somebody shooting over your car.
Just
I
stop.
get that.
Just
You made
stop.
it.
Let them go.
The
What
only
the
thing I
fuck?
can think of is she was just so shell shocked over what was happening that she was like, I can't hit the just panicked. That's the only thing I can think of.
Like
No,
I can't.
you're so right on that. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. You're 100% right.
But but it's stuff like that. Like they could have made so many different decisions. Like for instance, like at no point in time were David and Lucy bound by this deal or what was happening. David could have taken Lucy after he got the minor stuff from Maine when Maine went
Mhm.
and just left.
They could have.
Yeah.
They had
They could have.
ability. They had the ability to make money, to make revenue. They could have just left. It wasn't like they were on some kind of like great crusade where they were doing good. They were just making money and I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me. I'm
They
like,
flew too
why
close
are
to
these
the
people
sun,
making these
buddy. They were
decisions?
trying to get that bag.
I'm like, fuck.
Bonnie and
They needed the
Clyde,
money.
man. I'll tell you what, when you're doing bad shit, you don't think you're worthy of the redemption to stop. That's what happened with Dave, I think. He fucked up one real bad time and just kept on flying on that path to hell.
He
Well, at one
always
point
felt
they
like he
showed.
was capable, but he never felt like he was redeemable.
Yeah.
That was absolutely true of him.
They showed at one point it was 250,000 euros or whatever I forget what their coinage was, but it was 250,000 of those for a one-way trip to the moon.
Yep.
So they needed 2 tickets. So they needed 500,000. I think that's what they were working for.
Yeah.
Towards.
Yep. But John, I think as far as not liking character, like these characters kind of being shitty people, not wanting to not wanting to follow this story, I think Trigun is gonna flip that on its head for you, and you're gonna be like, violence was absolutely the answer. There should have been more of that. I think
you know me. Violence is often the answer for me. But,
I think that's going to be your criticism of Trigun is like there's a philosophy that's being displayed throughout the through the show, but I think the character is going to be a little bit too pacifistic for you.
I see.
I think, yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah, like, I go the other way a lot. But like I said, there's a difference between like deserved violence and just gratuitous violence. And I felt like this was it's like, like, I don't know.
Oh, it was definitely gratuitous. That, I mean, brain matter going everywhere. My God.
Everywhere.
Yeah. But yeah, I said I wanted to like it bad, but I was trying.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But that's too funny. But I do look forward. It did not make me want to, like, sometimes when I watch a bad something I dislike in a certain way or something it turns me off of that type of entertainment for a while, but this did not turn me off on that at all. I still have a lot of animes. I still want to watch Frieren. I haven't had a chance to watch that one yet.
Yeah, I need to watch that also.
I really want to watch that one. I'm also about to watch the second season of One Punch, or not One Punch. Oh my God, I would never watch that.
Oh, you're going to watch the second season of One Punch? You liked the first episode that much, John? That's great. I'm so glad.
What am I thinking? Pirate one. What the hell? My brain just fried on me. One Piece, yeah. Okay.
One Piece, man.
The second live action season of that. I'm about to watch that.
Man, you could even play the role of Saitama, and you don't even like One Punch Man. I can't believe it.
So, all at the Fan Expo, we were looking hard
for
somebody dressed as Saitama to me to take a selfie with and send it to you. And
the
worst part was, is it right as I'm leaving, I look over and across the crowd, I shit you not, there's a dude dressed as One Punch Man, and I'm like, oh, but I was beyond the gate.
Yeah, fair enough. So. Did you end up watching the full first episode?
Absolutely not.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
I'm gonna watch
Eventually I will, but I haven't.
What do you watch that on?
That's on Crunchyroll. No, One Punch Man. I think it's on. Hulu. So
is it? Okay.
Yeah. I think you can watch that on Hulu. The third season's been pretty trash, but the first and second season I thought were great, despite the haters apparently.
One Punch Man, poof.
So I'm going to watch some One Punch Man and have something to talk about next week.
Have you guys looked up One Punch Man yet, though?
One Punch Man.
You really should.
I really should.
You really should. It's absolutely hilarious. Yes, doggo. The little Lou. But she's like fussy because she wants me to take her out, but hold it, crush her little legs.
Ellie's sleeping back here.
Oh
yeah. Well, she just got her hair trimmed up, so she's all groomed up again.
Do we have any idea what we're talking about next week, guys?
Stuff.
Stuff cool. And some things.
Stuff and things.
Ooh, it's my turn, I think, isn't it?
Yes, so.
Ooh. Might as well be. Ooh.
I'm sure it'll be probably something X-Men or 80s cartoon related, but we'll see.
Hell yeah. That sounds good.
Yeah, I think I might want to touch on some Invincible soon, and I'm only throwing that out there now because, we're just opening up into the fourth season, so if you guys want to watch it, put it out a couple weeks or a few weeks so there's some time to
there you go
watch it. But one thing either of you guys watched it at all?
I've watched the first 2 seasons of Invincible.
Okay. Oh, good. So I'm just saying, when you watch the first episode, you're probably going to have the thought of, this is some kind of weird DC knockoff. Yeah, because they've got it really seems like the first thing is like the Justice League. They've got a Flash. They've got a
Yep.
Hawkman. They've got all of that. But you'll quickly realize that whereas it is kind of a giant what if on the Superman arc. All of the other heroes that emulate DC are short term to the story.
Okay.
They're not lasting involved in the story, so the longer it goes, the further it gets away from DC, which is nice.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I think my next topic, I'm gonna do a really easy one, and then the one after my next one is probably gonna be Trigun, just to give you guys a heads up, because the original series is pretty long, and then there's 2 seasons of the newer one. So if you get time to fit it in, awesome, or whatever you watch of it. Just giving you a heads up that not in 3 weeks, but probably 6 weeks. That'll be it, because at that point everything's going to be released for the second season.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Those recent 2 seasons, are those continuation or reboot?
It's a reboot, but it's a different story entirely. So you watch the first season, and that's like episode 1 and 2 of the reboot. But the first season is very good. What they did is, with the manga, they were writing that still when they released the first anime, and they wanted to do the full story in the first anime. So, like, the first 12 episodes, there's a lot of similarities, and then it just goes off the deep end. And then even the manga is way different from Stargaze. They based it off the manga, but they didn't want to tell the same story that they told in the original TV show. They wanted to kind of switch it up a little bit. So they drew a lot of inspiration from both, but they're all very different, using similar characters.
Gotcha.
But some people were a little bit harsh of the first season of the reboot. Second season's been really good. I thought I think it's all great. I love it all. I'm super down for it. But
because I probably
you watch that on? Is that Crunchyroll?
I think that's all on Crunchyroll. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'll definitely watch the more recent 2 seasons quickly, and then go back to watch the other ones. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to doing anything out of order, like that it's going to screw me up to do that.
Watch, if you're gonna watch the first season, watch the first season first. If you get through the first couple episodes and it doesn't feel like it's your thing, jump to like the 12th or 13th episode. And if it still doesn't feel like your thing, jump to the new anime. And just skip it all. But I really like the original one. It's dated. It's been, it's old.
Sure. But I don't necessarily mind that. Careful, puppy. Yeah, I don't mind a date, especially when it comes to anime.
Yeah. Yep, definitely a little bit dated, but it was solid when it came out. So, but yeah. Cool. Well, with that, nerds, I think has anybody got anything else?
No, I think we covered. Cyberpunk. I enjoyed it. I mean, I've been watching more anime the last couple months than I have my whole life. So I mean, we're doing pretty good.
Hey, there you go. Introduction to a new media. At least it's not just reruns of Star Trek, right?
Oh, wait, we still got reruns.
You're like, that's still running in the background, all right?
Yeah. No, those reruns of Voyager right now. Once I'm done with Voyager, I'll go back to Next Generation.
Hey, really quick, music from Cyberpunk. What'd you guys think about the music?
Oh,
it didn't stand out enough for me to tell you whether I liked it or not.
That's what I'm thinking too. It's like, I'm trying to think about it. It's like, no, I don't think it really stood out. I mean, it was good. I didn't hate it, but it didn't stand out.
Okay. Yeah. First couple episodes, I thought the music was really really bumping. And then the end song is like, it's kind of sad after after you've watched a show and think about the that ending song. But all right, good stuff, guys. Well, nerds, it's been an awesome time. We'll catch you all later.
We'll see you guys.
Bye.
Nerds. Bye.